Hello everyone and welcome to the September wrap-up / October should be read, and I cannot believe it's October already. October is my favorite month out of the whole year and I love it, love it, love it. So, I love it so much. Before we begin, I just still want to give you a huge thank you to all my new subscribers. I have finally reached 2,000. I'm pretty excited about it. Thank you everyone for subscribing. It really means a lot to me. Just keep on subscribing. It would mean a lot to me and I'm so glad you guys enjoy. And insert weird dance here. So, I'm not that great of a dancer. I try. But I'm really not. But I do love the fist bump. Anywho, let's get on with the wrap-up of September. I slated for myself to read a lot of books, and that was somewhat of a mistake. I didn't get to 2 of the books I told you guys I was going to read, but I read 2 at the very beginning of the month, which I wasn't planning on reading, but I did, so maybe that cancels it out. The first 2 books I read are both by the same author. They are Can You Keep a Secret and The Undomestic Goddess by Sophie Kinsella. If you don't know who Sophie Kinsella is, I learned about her through Grazing Pages channel, which you should go subscribe to her. I know Katie from there loves Sophie Kinsella, and it was in my library, so I decided to check it out. And I'm very glad I did because they are great chick lit novels. I love them every once in a while, and they are just amazing books. I love them both so much. They were funny and romantic and sweet and funny. I gave them both a 4 out of 5. The next book I read, which I have a review on, you can see it right here, is Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail because there's already a review on it, so go check it out. I also gave this one a 4 out of 5. It would have been a 5 out of 5. See why? Here. I read, which I also have a review on, which will be right here once more, is Pushing the Limits by Katie McGrary. I love this book. I gave this book a 5 out of 5. I thought it was it may have been my favorite contemporary novel of 2012, hands down. It was just an amazing book and I really enjoyed it a lot. The next book I read was The Waiting Sky by Lauren Zeeland. I don't know, her name is very hard to pronounce. This is about a girl who's you think she's a storm chaser, but she's really kind of doing it with her brother, who's really avidly into it. This book was great. I am very sad that it was very short because I thought this was an amazing book. I don't know if a lot of people have even heard of it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, what drew me into this book is the cover, because the cover is so insanely awesome. But I am so glad I read it because it was amazing. I loved every bit of it. I loved that it wasn't, I wouldn't say it focused a lot on romance, but it had a lot of teenage angst, and the main character, I forget her name already, Jane, is going through so much with her mom and addiction and struggling with her mother, and it's just very complicated. It was so well represented in this book, and it was just how the whole thing was just amazing how storm chasers fit into this book so perfectly to the whole plot of it. It was an amazing book. I gave this one a 5 out of 5. I definitely recommend you read this. This was a very, very, very good. Also staying with amazing books is Such a Rush by Jennifer Eccles. This had a lot of hype going into it. I was very nervous reading it, but it lived up to the hype. I absolutely loved it. This one was about a girl who was learning to become a pilot, and I loved the romance in this one. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did, but I adored it. It was so good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed her because it seems like my theme of this month is parents that have like addictions or problems or just having problems with their parents. No, it happened in The Waiting Sky, it happened in Pushing the Limits, it kind of happened in Beautiful Disaster. It was just a very ongoing, I don't know, I did not mean to do that this month, but you know, whatever. They all made up for amazing, amazing books. A 5 out of 5. The last book I read this month is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This was also a great, great book. It's a retelling of Cinderella, only she is somewhat of an android, so she's like half human, half robotic kind of thing. I'm not too sure on the whole android. But it was very interesting. I love the way it was told. I think it was just great. I would have liked to see a little bit more romance, but that is just me. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 because it was a great book. I really enjoyed it. The book I read this month, I recommend you go read because they're all amazing. The 2 books I did not get to this month is Struck by Jennifer Bosworth. I started to read it and it started to get like really weird with the first couple pages, like talking about prophets and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, this is very odd. And I went on Goodreads to go check that out, and I noticed a lot of people were saying things they didn't like about it, so I just decided maybe now's not the time for me to read that. Maybe I'll like it another day. I don't know. And I attempted to read The Kill Order, but I wasn't really into that one either, so I'm going to have to get back to that one soon. Sorry. So that was my wrap up. Now on to the books I'm reading in October. I'm only picking up 5 because I thought my October was going to be wide open for me just to enjoy October, but no, it just turns out it is slammed packed with photo shoots and parties and, you know, it being fall and traveling. Whole bunch of stuff that's happening in October, so I didn't want to like try to overread, but a lot of times I read more than I tell you guys. I don't know. The first one I'm reading, and I'm actually reading it right now, I'm on page 30, is Looking for Alaska by John Green. You guys know my first attempt at a John Green did not work out so well. I tried to read Abundance of Catherine's and I did not like it at all, but this is John Green's, I don't know, Fault in the Stars is coming pretty strong, but I think this is his most legendary novel, is Looking for Alaska. This is about a guy named Miles who, it's kind of set up in a way, it's like before and after when he lives in Florida, but then he goes to a boarding school in, I think it's in Alabama or something. It's a girl named Alaska, and she just changes his life completely. He starts to discover how self-destructive life is, screwed up, and all this other kind of stuff, and I've heard so many good things about it. I'm really liking it so far. I think it's a great book so far. So, high hopes for this one. The Fine Art of Truth or Dare by Melissa Jensen. And truth be told, I don't know much about it. I know it's a contemporary novel by the cover of it. I think it's something about 2 people going to different schools and art and mixing. It looks cute, and I don't know why I picked it. One Night That Changes Everything by Lauren Baltart. This month, I will let you know, is completely random. Like, I just went to my shelves and was like, no thought process went into it all. I was just like, whatever. I don't know why. I just picked whatever I saw. This one is about a girl who, I think it's her cell phone taken, or her notebook. She writes in everything that she wants, but she's afraid to go after. And the person who stole it is her ex-boyfriend. And him and his friends are blackmailing her, making her do all these things that she's listed that she's afraid to do to get it back. So I've heard good things about this. I'm really excited to read this one. It's a very short one too. Shift by Jerry Smith Reddy. This is a female, not a man, like I always say. Sorry. This is the sequel to Shade, which I loved. And I'm having a sequel month soon, and maybe this month, November, next month. I always like to do sequel months at the end of the year. So I thought, I should probably get to shine in one of those months. So there we go. The book I'm reading this month, which I am very excited for. I got this the day it came out because when I saw the trailer for it, I was like, gotta read it. And that is Origin by Jessica Coluro. Make your own guesses here. This is about a girl named Pia who, she is meant to start a new race. She has been bred for no other purpose. She's been living in a lab her whole life. And then I believe she sees a boy on this other side of the glass, and she breaks out and discovers what the world is really like, she's been so hidden from it. I haven't heard too much going into this about this because it's relatively new. Have you guys read it or anything like that? Have you guys read any of these books? Let me know. So those are the books I'm reading this month. I may be reading more. We'll see. Cast your votes in now for either Origin, One Night That Changes Everything, The Fine Art of Truth and Dare, Looking for Alaska, or Ship. The 2 books that get the most votes, I do a review on. So, you know, vote away. Vote at it. And what are you guys reading this month? Because I would love to know. Because are you guys reading any spooky books because of Halloween? I'm not. That's not for me. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.